Hey, John Kavakis here with another edition of My Take, and today we're going to take a look at the last two colors on Brooklyn's 50th anniversary 1969 Camaro Z28. Now, I showed you the first three colors in the original video. I'll give you a link to take a look at that if you want to see the background on the Z28 and that sort of thing, some of the background on the model. We now have the last two colors. You've probably seen pictures of them around. I'm going to tell you right up front, they're all sold out. We'll talk a little bit about the market after we take a look at the model. Tell you why you need to keep an eye on it. But there's a little bit of a milestone car for Brooklyn. I mean, it's a late 60s, a little bit of a new market. We see the market shifting. It's a very unique production. I think those of you that have seen them in person realize that it is well worth the wait. It took about 2 years to get it to come to market with all of the changes we're going on at Brooklyn. The good thing is that Brooklyn's doing really well right now. All of the changes have had the effect. The company is stable, sales are fantastic, and they're here for a long time, and that was the intent of all this. So we're sorry to see them go through everything they've gone through in the last 4 years, but it seems to be working, and from everything Simon tells me, they're pretty excited about the future. There are a lot of models in the pipeline. We got a lot of stuff coming. So a lot of activity on social media, a lot of good things going on. But I want to take a look at these last two colors. We've got them in red and yellow. And give you a look at those. You've probably seen pictures of them already. I want to get them on the turntable and show you the great detail. What a nice job that they've been doing at Brooklyn, and why these are white metal models. That they're expensive, but I got to be honest with you, white metal models have always been expensive. I know the prices are higher than they were 20 or 30 years ago, but 20 or 30 years ago they were a lot higher than die-cast, and there was very little resin about it, and so you always paid more for Brooklyn. In that respect, not much has changed. You're going to see why these are good values in just a few minutes. Let's get them on the turntable. Let me show them to you. So all the detail we saw on the first three models is present in these as well. I really like the red with the black stripes. But the little details that really make this model pop. The exhaust outlets are blacked out. They look like exhaust outlets. The burnished window frame, there's no photo etch there. That's all hand done. Little details on the car that have been picked out and made to just jump out at you. Details that would be very difficult on a resin model that would require a photo etch. So they've done a fantastic job. The iconic front end, the stripes, the cowled hood, the induction cowl, they're iconic all the way back then. Little ducktail on the back. They're just beautiful models. I've heard a few people talk about fidelity based on the pictures they've seen. In hand, these things are perfect. They're a perfect 1/43rd scale. Everything matches up. Just beautiful models. I just love this color. I think it pops. Good detail around the windows. Showed interior detail on the original video. I'll give you a link to that again. But it's a beautiful model, really nice color. And here's the yellow. There were a lot of these around the streets in Youngstown, Ohio, where I grew up. Very attractive, kind of reminiscent of Boss 302. The Camaro Z28 gave them a run for their money, didn't they? Those sold for, in today's money, $267 US, $199, 199 pounds UK. And we've heard a lot about the prices, but despite the fact that we've heard so much about the prices, they're sold out. They're all gone. So the first thing that I want you to know, I've been trying to explain this with all the Brooklyn videos we've done in the last couple of years, is they're on a pre-order basis now. You have to keep your ear to the ground to see what's coming. At the very least, you should be checking the website. I mean, they came out with the Austin Montego. And just before that model was introduced, everybody said, oh, why are they making an Austin Montego? It was a boring car, they didn't last very long and everything. Well, they're sold out too. So the production numbers are very limited. I want to talk to you a little bit about those limited production numbers because I hear a lot about how expensive Brooklyns are. Again, let me reiterate. they're really no more expensive than they've ever been compared to what resin cars are on. In particular, if you see the resins slowly beginning to rise to $130, $140, $150, that sort of thing. And to secondary market on the resins just going crazy. Yes, they're expensive compared to resin, but the production numbers are limited. Now, we had a lot of talks over the years, over the last, going into COVID 2019, when we realized there were some problems and Brooklyn would have to make some adjustments. And my whole inventory philosophy, I spent the first half of my retail career running car dealerships. And you just got to sell what you have. You have to worry about what's coming. You got to sell what's sitting on the ground. Well, they're doing that. There's a lot of advance notice, so you got to keep your eye on the website. You got to keep your eye on social media, and then when you hear about a new model, you have to go to the Brooklyn website and place a pre-order. Now, none of us like pre-orders, but if you want the model, that's the way you're going to have to get it, because by the time the models are being introduced, they're pretty much sold. Now, every now and then one will pop up. It just happened recently on the Camaros. Simon called me and said, hey, we got a few Camaros. We get the word out. There weren't many. There were just a handful. A couple duplicates they made, a couple of no sales that occurred. People didn't fulfill their obligation to purchase it on the pre-order, and that's fine, but those are very, very few models. Limited production, 50. Now, here's the dichotomy that I hear. In particular from those of us that have been in the hobby for a long time. Oh, Brooklyns are too expensive. I don't want to pay that much for a car, a model, I've got other things, blah, blah, so on and so forth. But some of those same people will then show up a week later and say, oh, I just bought this limited color variation and it was only $300. And if you say, well, why'd you spend so much money on it? Oh, they were limited production. They only made 150 of them. They only made 125. There were only 70 of these made. A special club model, a special version of the dies program, whatever. Okay, but we have a lot of people that are spending a whole lot of money on the secondary market, while I'm hearing other people say, oh, the Brooklyn fan base is shrinking. There's only about, somebody say 100, somebody say maybe 300, somebody else said maybe 1,000 Brooklyn collectors left because nobody's collecting Brooklyns anymore. Nothing could be further from the truth. They just sold out of the entire production run of 250 Camaros at about $270 each US, 199 pounds UK. They sold out before they even shipped the first one, and they only made 50 of them. So for those people that are willing to pay for something precious that was made 10, 15, 20 years ago because they only made 50 of them, well, you can get one today with a higher level of detail, a higher level of quality, better finish, for less than that. And so for me, it makes it hard for me to complain about the price when the vaunted collector items are going for a lot more. But here's the other thing that's going on. So I just want to put to rest this idea that there aren't very many Brooklyn collectors out there. So I've been watching eBay for about a year. Carl Schnell has helped me with this, but I've been watching eBay for about a year. And if you go to eBay and you do a search for Brooklyn models, 143rd, it'll bring you all the Brooklyns out. There are a lot of them there. And some people say, oh, look at all those Brooklyns on eBay and they're not selling. But if you change that search and make it worldwide, you have to click the right button over in the left-hand column and then go down to sold items. Every 90 days, they sell about 900 Brooklyns on eBay. Now, the last 90 days, I'll show you the picture. I'll show you the report. Here it is. 890 over the last 90 days. Now, that's only a 90-day look at it. So every 90 days, they're selling about 800 to 1,000 Brooklyns. Who's buying all these things? This doesn't even include auction sites like Vectis, some of the stateside auctions that are going over here, the dealer shows, and the items that the dealers are selling as well. So I'm willing to bet that there's probably 11 to 12, maybe 13, 1,400 Brooklyns sold a month on the secondary market. Add to that the number of Brooklyn's moving from the factory. So the fan base is a lot larger than most people think. We can see that as we watch the number of people signing up for the Brooklyn and SMTS collective page on Facebook. If you haven't been there yet, find us. It's the Brooklyn and SMTS collective. Join the page. We had a couple giveaways, have been pretty popular, but we're closing in on 400 people on that page already. And if you take a look at the people that have signed up, they are people that haven't signed up for the other fan pages, for Lansdowne and for Brooklyn, for the BCC. The good guys at Brooklyn Club are doing a great job of managing their page. But the SMTS collective page has people on it you've never seen their names on the other pages. And likewise, the other pages have names that aren't on the SMTS collective page. So there are a lot of people out there that are interested in Brooklyn. There are a lot of people out there that prefer white metal. And all of them enjoy Brooklyn's for different reasons. Some of them enjoy the heft. Some of them appreciate the handwork that goes into them, the incredible amount of man hours it takes to produce a Brooklyn model out of white metal and how intricate they are. And some of us have a growing appreciation for how scarce they are. And so if you like Brooklyn's, the value's there, the details there, they're making the finest white metal models that have ever been made on the market, and this Z28 is just more proof of that. And so as we watch Brooklyn move into a newer market with more recent cars, they're still going to be making some of the old cars. Some of those are in the pipeline. So as they move into the new market and the buying tastes of the public shift, Brooklyn's right there in the middle of it, offering them heirlooms. So the prices are reasonable. They're a lot more reasonable than some people are paying for 20 and 30-year-old models that don't have near the fidelity, near the detail, near the finish. And they are sure to be heirlooms that you're going to want to pass down and appreciate for a long, long time. I love Brooklyn. You know, I'm a fanboy. I think the factory's doing a fantastic job, and I really appreciate Neil and Darren and Chris and Simon and for everything that they're putting into us. It's a company that they have put their hearts and souls into. They've been through a lot of changes, but they're coming out rising like phoenix from the ashes. I just like that imagery. So I appreciate you guys in Brooklyn. I appreciate you for watching this. If you like my video, give me a like down there in the right-hand corner. Love to have you as a subscriber. The channel keeps on growing. We're closing in on 1,200 subscribers at this point. So I've got a lot more content I want to share with you. Thanks for tuning in.